Quick disclaimer. The following Exeter History Minute was filmed in April of 2020 during the pandemic quarantine. Since it's not really safe for me and Laura to be in the same place, we've put this together separately, but with a lot of text messaging. It might be choppier than our usual quality. One more thing. The topic of this History Minute is dog laws. It's not a response to any current issues around dogs and where they're allowed or not allowed in town. We plan our History Minutes months in advance, and well, April is Dog Registration Month. Our sponsor is a vet. Rabies is a communicable disease, kind of a hot topic right now. That's where we're coming from. Now, pretend this is a normal History Minute. Hi, I'm Barbara Rimkunis, and this is your Exeter History Minute. Today we're going to talk about dog laws. So I brought along my dog. My cat. I brought along my cat. I don't have a dog. Laura has a dog, but he's quarantining with her. So I brought Columbus to be our dog today. Let's just do the history. The earliest dog laws in Exeter that we could find were from the 1640s. Dogs running loose in town were considered a hazard. They could bite. Rabies was always a possibility. To keep them under control, the town ordered that dogs had to be tied up at night, and during the day they needed to be clogged or sidelined. Now, these aren't things we understand today. To clog an animal, it was tied by the front leg to something heavy, like, say, a log, like a ball and chain on a prisoner. Oh, there's Laura's dog. That's Finn, not looking happy. Sidelining, which we don't want to even try on an actual animal, was slightly different. I'll show you on this llama doll. The front and hind leg on one side were tied so the animal just couldn't run away too quickly. None of these dogs seemed to figure out that they could chew through the rope, which was probably a good thing because any dog running loose in town could be shot. In the mid-1800s, loose dogs were still a problem. They sometimes fought one another and were known to bite and occasionally maul people. You needed to worry about rabies. I mean, it wasn't super common, but you could have a dog that became rabid. So a dog that bit or fought or became rabid was shot. People who contracted rabies died. There was no treatment until the 1880s. And even then, it was the horror story treatment you probably heard about as a kid, 25 injections in the abdomen spread across 18 days. And it had some pretty horrible side effects. The first statewide dog regulations came along in 1891, when all dogs had to be registered and licensed in the town. Dogs that roamed around town had to wear a muzzle to prevent them from biting. If the problem got bad, the police would canvass the town. In 1891, they shot 6 unlicensed dogs all in one morning. You had to pay for the state license as well. There were already dog taxes in town, and this was on top of that. In 1967, mandatory rabies vaccinations became part of that registration process. And a lot of owners hadn't had their dogs vaccinated, so they held clinics all across the state. This one was at the Exeter Community Center on Court Street, sponsored by the Junior Women's Club. That day they inoculated 395 dogs and 1 raccoon. There's a story there. I'm sure there's a story there. Today dogs are registered during the month of April. You can do it online in case you're quarantined or something. The shape of the registration tag is voted on each spring by Exeter's kindergartners. We take our civic duties pretty seriously in New Hampshire, and this is clearly the responsibility of 5-year-olds. The current tag in acorn shape was picked by the kids last year. Leanne Simpson, the assistant town clerk, assured me that this year they cast their ballots before the schools started remote learning, but she absolutely refused to tell me what the shape of next year's tag will be. I just don't know how she can keep a secret for an entire year. Anyway, this would be my suggestion. When you register your dog, you can enter your pooch in the top dog competition rather than leave this up to the highly politicized election process in the kindergarten. The annual top dog is chosen by lottery by the select board. But if you know your dog is top dog no matter what, right? Right, Clovis? You're my top dog. Cat. He's a cat. This History Minute has been brought to you by the Stratham Newfields Veterinary Hospital. We thank them for their support. You can support the Exeter Historical Society by becoming a member, even during a pandemic. Join online by checking out our website at www.exeterhistory.org.
All right, do I turn the camera off now?
Yes, turn the camera off, Alice.